Blackstone Audio presents The Man on the Balcony by Maj Sjöwall and Per Wahlöö, translated from the Swedish by Alan Blair. The dedication reads, "This is for Barbara and Newton." Introduction. A man sits on a balcony and watches. A woman watches the man through a pair of binoculars and phones the police. That is how the novel starts. I first read The Man on the Balcony nearly 40 years ago. I stumbled across the earlier titles in the Martin Beck series of Maj Sjöwall and Per Wahlöö in my public library. The library was housed in a converted wartime Nissen hut in a small gray town surrounded by a flat, windswept landscape composed largely of black mud and sugar beet. The air inside the hut was a chilly fug smelling of wet raincoats and decaying paper. The librarian was a mournful tweed-covered teddy bear with a matching mustache. Several ladies, gray, plumply corseted and uniformly stern, served as the Gestapo of the establishment, and probably bullied their titular superior as much as they did the borrowers. As a young teenager, I browsed indiscriminately and greedily. I was often drawn to the yellow jackets of the Gallant's crime list, which was how I found Sjöwall and Wahlöö. Their names were alien and unpronounceable, but my elder sisters said they were good, so I gave the books a try. A detective story, I thought, must be always a detective story wherever it came from. How wrong I was. I soon realized that the novels of Sjöwall and Wahlöö were a world away from the Anglo-American competition, most of which was set either in the sedate precincts of Mayhem Parva, where the blood always washed out of the vicarage carpet, or in the almost equally cozy environs of a large American city, where law and order was in the hands of a heroic private investigator, with a penchant for wisecracking and an unlimited capacity for whiskey. There was nothing heroic about these books from Sweden. They revealed a strange and uncomfortable place where it was no longer possible to pretend that crime was cozy. They weren't really detective stories either, or not in the sense I was used to. These were novels about crimes and criminals, detectives and ordinary people. Indeed, they were about crimes whose existence in some cases I had not even suspected. Surely the Tweedy teddy bear and the Gestapo ladies could not have been aware of the dangerous contents of these books. This was only a few years after the Lady Chatterley trial. I had already managed to read enough of Lady Chatterley's Lover to realize that the fictional universe of Sjöwall and Wahlöö was far more subversive than that of D.H. Lawrence. Sjöwall and Wahlöö introduced me at an impressionable age to pedophiles, psychopaths, prostitutes, alcoholics, drug addicts, muggers, and burglars. Here, it seemed, was the sad detritus of humanity. Here, too, were the police, fallible, both as human beings and investigators. As detectives, they groped towards the truth through a fog of ignorance. When they were successful, it was due to hard work and...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?